personal insights into global events.
And you walk on a day like today, it's a holiday today, and people are here, looking in the beach, in a way, for a hope.
Our World. Stories that speak for themselves.
BBC Cardiff Singer of the World 2021. Coming soon on BBC4 and iPlayer.
Good morning, welcome to Breakfast with Nagamon Chetty and Charlie State.
Our headlines today. Testing is ramped up as the UK sees the highest number of new COVID infections in 2 months, putting more question marks over the relaxation of restrictions.
Lockdown is eased for around half of the people in Scotland, which means they can socialise in each other's homes and drink alcohol in pubs.
Coventry is waking up to its first major event as UK City of Culture. We can't say exactly where we are due to COVID restrictions, but it will be a city of surprises.
Tottenham won't be appointing Antonio Conte as their new manager. Talks with the Italian former Chelsea boss have broken down. Spurs are still searching for a replacement 7 weeks after sacking Jose Mourinho.
And many of us enjoying some sunny spells across the UK today, but there are some showers in the forecast. I'll be back with all the details.
12 minutes past 6, Saturday morning. What's in the papers for you today?
Well, there are concerns in the Times over rising numbers of coronavirus cases. That's dominating a number of papers, in fact, this morning.
Times warns that the government is drawing up plans to delay the easing of restrictions in England.
In the vaccine rollout, some teaching unions and school leaders want students to be fully vaccinated.
The hunt for the lucky winner of last night's Euro Millions. The figure is big. They scooped £111 million.
It's a lot of money, isn't it? It's a lot of money.
It's an enormous amount of money. This story from the inside pages for you. A cyclist. This is how it's written up. A cyclist got an unexpected but magnificent close-up of a buzzard.
Frantically getting on the internet. How big is a buzzard's wingspan?
I think around 5 foot.
Do you?
I really do, because they're very, very big birds. That's just an estimate for you, but yeah.
When did you become a bird expert then? The common buzzard measures between up to 23 inches in length, wingspan 55 inches. What's that, 4 feet?
How many feet is that?
About 4.5 feet.
Any guesses?
4.5 feet. Not bad guess. Not a bad guess, Charlie.
Thank you very much.
Now, when I
Singapore Grand Prix became the latest race to be cancelled because of travel restrictions. He tweeted, "Another week, another race I can't attend because of new travel restrictions in the country." That makes 2 cancelled off short notice and 1 where a PCR test didn't return in time. Indeed, yeah.
But still, you're out and the sun's going to be shining.
Yes.
Can't complain.
Very true, very true.
Thank you.
Let's see, time now is just coming up to 6:40. Have you ever felt a bit hangry? So hungry that you become angry? And you
involved in the experiment.
Danielle, good to talk to you this morning. So, Dr. Danielle Edmonds speaking to us this morning.
Owain has the weather for us. It's a morning for learning.
Who'd have thought those fruit flies were fuming, weren't they?
They were so upset.
Yeah, they
were
were.
so upset. Do you ever get hangry?
Yes, I think I get more lethargic than hungry, really. So, soon I'll have to have my toast. I looked at my invisible watch then.
There you go. Yeah. We did notice. We did notice.
Let's have a look at the weather then, everyone. Good morning. Now, many of us are going to see something a little bit like that today. Not everywhere, though. That's what we have in some places this morning. Look at this. Ruthie Babes sent this in this morning. Very misty, very murky for some of us. It was a pretty miserable day yesterday across southeastern parts of England. But, brightening up with some sunny spells on offer as we head through the morning. And let's have a look at the headline for today. Then we'll have sunny spells and scattered showers, you two.
Still a bit of summer coming our way.
Yes, absolutely.
Enjoying it. Thank you very much, Owen.
Thank you both.
6:46 time. That means on Breakfast this morning, time for this week's film review.
Second test starts Thursday across the BBC.
You've accepted artificial intelligence into your life.
Good morning, welcome to Breakfast with Naga Marchetti and Charlie State.
Our headlines today.
As well, the government hasn't yet announced the outcome of that. So all of this stuff is sort of in the mix at the moment. The date that we've been given for when they might sort of give this more publicly has been the 14th of June. So I think we've got a while more yet to know anything definitive.
Helen, thank you.
Coronavirus restrictions have.
Absolutely. So, yes, you heard in Connor's piece there that from midnight restrictions were eased in many areas of Scotland. But because of a rising number of cases here in Scotland, restrictions or the easing of restrictions were paused in many other areas. Now,
By as much as 2/3 in the past week.
Let's go through some of the figures for you. The office
Seeing very, very small numbers of those. So, and we know there are still people who are clinically vulnerable who will not have gone through that process by the 21st of June. So I think we need a more sophisticated debate rather than saying, let's go ahead with everything or no, we can't do anything, and actually work out where the risk truly lies.
Chris, thank you very much. Always good to talk to you. Chris Hopkins there from Chief Executive of NHS Providers. Take care.
Thank you.
Saturday morning, 7:20 it is, and I'm looking at the skies here in the northwest this morning. Rather beautiful morning.
Yes, gorgeous out there, isn't it? It's not like that everywhere, I'm afraid, you two, because we do have some patchy rain, a couple of showers around as well, and some mist and fog patches. So it's looking a bit like this for some of us this morning. But, you know, if it is a bit misty and murky where you are, mainly across southern and southeastern parts, it'll brighten up. We'll see some sunshine. And there's the headline for today, everyone. Looking good, sunny spells, dry for most. Air from the south as well. So I think those temperatures, you know, reaching 20, 21 Celsius for many of us. It'll be cooler further north. There's a lot of cloud there, looking quite monochrome on the outlook. But, you know, I think most of us will hopefully see at least some sunny spells and a bit of blue sky. But there are some showers around as well. I'll keep you posted, of course. That's how it's looking both.
Thanks very much, Owain.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Now, a celebration will be held in Coventry today to mark the launch of the UK's City of Culture programme.
Who we are, and I think pride gives us stronger roots in which to bed down and then to reach up and flourish. And I hope that's what an event like this will do for the city.
Well, it's been all low-key up until now. It's been, how tricky has it been to deliver something like this when things were moving all the time?
Yeah, it's been really challenging, but I also think that challenges bring creative opportunities, and we wouldn't have designed an event that was like this a year ago. So it's been very exciting responding to the constantly changing environment and layering on the digital aspect of the work so that we really make it available to the nation and to the world. So yeah, it's given us challenges, but there's been a lot of opportunity too.
Justine, thank you. And you've really pulled it off. I know there's been months and years of rehearsals to pull this off. But, you know, they've said the organisers have had to scrap their initial plans for massive crowds events. This is a stay-at-home watch event only. And you can see that on coventry2021.co.uk.
This morning to you, Sarah. Do you want to pick up, first of all, on something I think a lot of parents and indeed young people themselves will be very interested in, about the progress that's being made as to when and how young people will be vaccinated?
So there are lots of FLAs here, four-letter acronyms. So the MHRA, the Medicines Healthcare Regulatory Authority, which looks at safety of medicines, has done a full review on the Pfizer vaccine for 12 to 15-year-olds, 60 per 100,000. But let's not forget, in September last year, we were pulling people back from France and requiring them to quarantine because we got to 20 per 100,000.
Sarah, it's always good to catch up. Thank you very much. That's Dr. Sarah Jarvis speaking to us this morning.
It's 7:36. Let's talk to Gavin, find out what's happening in the sport. You know, I love it when you see really established stars of a sport and then someone who, you know, is obviously brilliant, but you can just imagine you try to imagine how they're feeling, thinking, I'm going up against someone who could almost be a hero of mine.
This is it, yeah. So Cam Norrie here on the left, Rafa Nadal, they're going to be playing each other at the French Open a bit later on.
And they haven't played before.
Well, Nadal is the 13-time champion. They haven't played at this tournament before. But you're basically up against Iron Man. Rafa Nadal has only lost twice at the French Open today. But we'll see how he gets on. I think it's going to be a fascinating one. He's very, very much the hope of British, tennis in the future, Norrie, at the moment. He's the one that's doing really well for them. But Nadal, I tell you something, he's just unstoppable on clay. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Am I right in saying that Nadal won the French Open the very first time he played there?
He's incredible. He's absolutely incredible. Only Rob Tory Road, snowfall to victory. So John Leaper is the Tories' horse later for the Derby. I love the Derby day. I do think it's a fantastic day out, isn't it? Shame there's not as many fans there today as usual.
Leaper?
John Leaper, that's the horse.
Huh?
Is it going to be jumping?
It's flat, so it's going to be...
There you go. I didn't know.
It's named after the dad of the trainer, Ed Dunlop. So it's an interesting story behind that, actually. It's quite sentimental.
Oh, maybe we'll hear it later.
Indeed, so I hope
Thanks
so.
very much, Gavin.
Let's see, 7:42 the time now. Visitors may be starting to return to some of the UK's most popular tourist destinations.
With 68% saying there's a significant problem recruiting staff.
I've had clients in tears. I've had them ringing up saying, please help. In fact, I had a chef the other day, a head chef, say to me that the hours that he's having to work because he's 6 or 7 people down in the kitchen, he said he's going to end up in an early grave.
7% of our staff came from the EU. However, since the end of free movement, we're now finding it a lot harder to find people. Unemployment is in our area just shy of 1%.
A smaller BBC News, Grasmere.
It's coming up to 7:45. We're going to get the weather from Owain in a moment, but first, let's give you a little guide, a little tour of what we see outside the building.
Yes, I mean, very early this morning, because it's that time of year, of course, isn't it? It was a really beautiful dawn this morning in the northwest. Sun shining across, and this is the view across Suffolk Keys. You've probably seen it before if you watch the programme regularly, but there's something very calm about the day today. It's just not a ripple on the water, just a rather beautiful summer's morning. And you've got to enjoy those, haven't you?
You absolutely do. Owain, are many people going to be enjoying mornings like this?
Well,
today?
I mean, that looks très gorgeau, doesn't it? I don't think many of us will be seeing that sort of thing. You look surprised.
No, it took me a little while to work out what you said, if I'm honest, and then it twigged.
It's largely nonsensical, yes. I think many people will be seeing something a bit like that, but it's not like that for everyone, I'm afraid. If you're expecting gorgeous wall-to-wall, très gorgeau, gorgeous wall-to-wall blue sky this morning, we have pockets of that, everyone, but I think at least it'll be dry for most of us. We have some weather fronts around which are going to introduce thicker cloud, some showers, maybe some rain as well. And then as we kind of head through the day, they'll be on the move. So really from that point onwards, everyone, it's a story of sunny spells and scattered showers, temperatures rising a bit. Back to you both.
Owain, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Time now is 7:48. Let's take a look at this week's Newswatch with Samir Ahmed.
Place, but what we learn from that is how quickly things can change with COVID, and that it's much easier and wiser to make decisions when there's few cases than when there's many.
Helen Catt, who's in our London newsroom. Morning, Helen. So that deadline, 21st of June, and of course, clarification expected a week before on the 14th of June. Lots of speculation.
Yeah, but that is what Number 10 sources are saying it is at the moment, speculation. Because, as we've heard from ministers over the course of this week, what they're saying at the moment is simply too early to make a decision on that June the 21st date. That there was
Pfizer vaccine for 12 to 16-year-olds from Monday.
Let's have a look at the situation in France. Children there over 12 can get their jab from June the 16th.
We can talk now to Professor Anthony Harnden, the Deputy Chair of the Joint Committee on Vaccination and Immunisation, the JCVI, as we now, abundance of supply. What is the shortest time period that you would expect to be recommended in terms between the first and second jab?
Well, this is a really difficult question. Leaving it to that 12-week period gives you a really strong and robust immune response. The shortest you can leave the Oxford AstraZeneca, though, from the data that we've got, is 8 weeks. And I think the Pfizer, maybe you could give it 3 weeks, but we would need to look at that again very carefully. But there will be a trade-off for those people in that the longer that they've left it, the better longer-term protection. Of course, we do need to look to the future because we're not going to eradicate this virus, and we want to give people the best protection possible.
Professor Anthony Harnden, always good to talk to you. Thank you very much for your time with us this morning.
Let's see, it's 18 minutes past 8, Saturday morning. Don't know what you've got planned for the weekend. Owain, how's it looking?
Well, it's looking okay. Most of us seeing some dry weather both. I want to show you a lovely picture first.
Oh, lovely.
So, do you want to see a fog bow?
Yes, please.
This is a fog bow. It's very subtle. You can just about see it there, I think. Can you see this sort of curved thing? So it's essentially like a rainbow, but it's when the sun interacts with much smaller particles of water found in airborne mist and fog. Can you see it there?
Yeah, but why isn't it a rainbow then?
Well, because it's happening in fog, because the particles are smaller, so it kind of has that shape, but it's not as kind of, wow, vibrant as a rainbow. And actually, on the BBC Weather Twitter site now, one on my Twitter as well, actually, there's an explainer about the different types of rainbows, fog bows, moon bows as well. Fascinating stuff.
I'm going to look now.
Have a look, peruse that. Right, everyone, let's have a look at the weekend then. I think most of us will see some dry weather on either Saturday or Sunday. We have moderate or high UV levels at the moment, so don't forget about that. But, you know, it's not a bad story over the next couple of days, thanks to that high pressure everywhere. We should, fingers crossed, all see a bit of brightness. That's how it's looking.
I looked up fog bow, I get it now. So
you get it now?
The smaller water droplets, that's when you have the fog bow.
Yeah, a fog bow.
But the raindrops, bigger drops, that's the rainbow.
Yes, because they scatter the light particles, into the spectrum, which is why they look so gorgeous.
Every day's
Is there a mist bow?
I think that would probably be classed as a fog bow, actually.
Let's not get into the difference between mist and fog.
For another time.
Another time,
8:22, 8:23 is the time. Thank you very much, Owain. Many charities have been impacted by the pandemic.
Very, very determined. Never
Indeed.
ever underestimate him. Gavin, thanks so much.
Well, we're going to talk to another Team GB athlete who will have some amazing memories of his sport over a number of years now. Just under 7 weeks to go.
Have to train in the heat, whether that is somewhere hot or in your conservatory. And obviously, with the advantage of being in your conservatory, it means you just go downstairs and crack on. I don't enjoy those sessions. The worst part of it is cleaning up the sweat afterwards once you're finished. But it's all part of the training.
So you've got to have, I'm intrigued now by the conservatory too. Do the sweat mat, I mean, you have a mat underneath, I'm assuming, so that collects all the sweat. Do you do what, lots of people have been doing during lockdown if they've had to train indoors, cycle, get stationary bike or treadmill or whatever, if you're fortunate enough to have one?
I genuinely believe that having him on that start line will help me, definitely.
Do you know what? It's been lovely catching up with you. Wish you all the best for what happens tomorrow, and good luck in the coming months going to Tokyo. And we'll see it. We'll all be watching with interest and backing. Absolutely nice catching up this morning, Johnny. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
we should
Johnny.
remind you.
Thank you very much. All the best.
Lovely to see you. You can watch all of the action from the Leeds leg of World Triathlon Championships series live on BBC Two, BBC iPlayer, and the BBC Sport website.
I love the fact that Johnny, anyone who enjoys a bit of exercise or tries to exercise, pops a podcast in, races against other people, just is I know he's brilliant.
Just a lot better than everyone else.
A little bit better. Hello, Owain.
Hello, both. Are you all
How
right?
are you? Isn't he fabulous?
Oh, great, isn't he?
He's lovely. And enjoying the sunshine, in Leeds, saying the water temperatures have warmed up. We've had so much sunshine and it absolutely suits him.
Yeah, and I think many of us are seeing scenes like that, Naga, this morning. We've seen a bit of sunshine, we've had some gorgeous weather watcher pictures. This is from Doggy Paddle, the dog very on brand. It looks like it's been for a paddle, looks absolutely drenched. Blue sky overhead down Burley in Hampshire. Now, upon first glimpse, I did think that this was a real parrot, but I don't think that Llanel Haiarn in Gwynedd is known for its parrots, so I don't know what that's doing there. Bit cloudy overhead here. We have some heavy showers moving in across parts of Wales and the southwest of England as well. And the heaviest of the showers, I think, will be across Northern Ireland, western parts of Scotland. But, the headline, everyone, I think, is that for most of us, it is going to be dry. And, we'll see some sunshine out there as well. So we have a few of these weak weather fronts that will want to move in. Oh, plenty of dry weather, sunshine, gorgeous. We'll take it over the next few days. That's how it's looking both.
What did you say before?
Oh, Trégorgeau. Yes, I would say it qualifies as being très gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Very good. Well, they'll be pleased about that in Coventry because I think the sun is shining there. It is the launch of the UK's City of Culture programme. Coventry is that city.
Norrie takes on the King of Clay, Rafa Nadal, at the French Open.
And many of us enjoying some sunny spells across the UK today, but there are some showers in the forecast. I'll be back with all the details.
Good morning. It's Saturday, the 5th of June. More surge testing is to take place after the UK reported the highest daily coronavirus cases since March.
Well, let's speak now to our political correspondent, Helen Catt, joining us from our London newsroom. Helen, morning to you. I don't know whether there might be people listening to this who are already slightly weary of the speculation about the June 21st date. It is unfortunately inevitable, isn't it? Because we are getting figures in every day to do with infection rates, to do with surges, to do with hospitalisations. And we all know these all will and do have a bearing on what will happen next.
Absolutely, and I think that speculation is going to continue for at least another week, I would think. And that is because, just as you were saying, we're getting this new data in every day. So too are ministers, and they say that at the moment it's just too early to make a decision on the 21st of June, that they are looking at this data every single day. They're looking at for a number of things, including what impact that variant that you just heard about in Helena's piece is having on hospitalisation rates. Now, so far, what ministers have said is that there's nothing that they've seen in this data to suggest that June the 21st can't happen as the earliest date for reopening all the rest of the economy, to moving to step 4. So that's what they're saying at the moment, but they are still watching that data.
Tripled in the last month, so quite concerning there. But as you say, restrictions have eased in Glasgow. Glasgow was under the toughest restrictions in the country, level 3. It's now gone down to level 2 from midnight. So for the first time in 8 months, people in Glasgow are going to be able to socialise in each other's homes. Numbers are very restricted, but you can stay overnight and social distancing doesn't need to be in place. And now going out for a meal in Glasgow tonight, you will be able to have alcohol indoors.
Online event highlighting the city's musical and multicultural heritage.
There we go. Completely embracing the occasion.
And she represents the river. If anyone's wondering about the outfit, because when I first saw it, I thought there's someone dressed up as a beekeeper.
Yep.
But she represents the river and the flow of all of that and nature and everything. And it was beautiful there, wasn't it? So sunny.
Stunning, as it is this morning where we are. Owain, cast your eye over the scene outside our studios here.
Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous, both? Lovely bit of blue sky there.
Over the Imperial War Museum we've got there, Salford Quay, beautiful water reflections of the building.
As we've been saying throughout the morning, très gorgeous again. It's I'm trying to make
can we just make it clear?
But
you've been saying all morning très gorgeous.
I think you said it once, Naga.
I tried to imitate it. I can't hear it coming out of Charlie's.
Charlie, très gorgeous, what do you think? Is it going to be a thing?
It sounds great the way you say it.
Thank you. The Welsh.
Yeah, fantastic. Take us around the rest of the UK.
Absolutely. Thank you both. We're seeing some blue sky. It's looking good for many of us, not everywhere though. And I just want to show this picture first. Steve, thank you very much for sending this picture. This is Teddy the dog. And Steve said, because it's going to be warm today, make sure that your pets have water. Teddy's got a big bowl of water there. Teddy's a thirsty boy. So I think what we're going to see today is we have this weak weather front moving into southwestern parts, sort of curling up towards the north of Scotland. You can just see it here on the pressure chart. Easing a bit. That's how it's looking both.
Looks great. Thanks very much, Owain.
Let's see, it's 14 minutes past 9. Saturday morning, of course. That means it's time for us to check in with two people who you're probably very familiar with. It's the French Open. Yeah. We have a British contender. Up against
Iron
God, effectively.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Cam Norrie against Rafa Nadal. I mean, Norrie has described this task against Nadal today as the toughest task in world sport. But very interesting about the Olympics, they're talking about having more mental health advisors there this time around because of not being able to go out and about and socialise as much. And I think that's quite interesting because, especially as well, if you get a positive test, you won't be able to you'll be out of your event. So that will have a dramatic impact on a lot of athletes who've trained for so long.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be not as bad, hopefully, but the equivalent of being injured.
Yes, exactly.
And being taken out and the disappointment that comes with that. But hopefully they'd recover, but just have to watch everyone else compete, knowing that other than the illness, they're fine.
Exactly right, yeah.
Let me just give you a 1 to 10 on the anticipation-ometer for the British Lions tour coming up.
A 9 or a 10, I'd say.
It's a 9 or a 10,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think so. South Africa are the world champions, so we'll see how they go on.
Good answer, because the reason I mentioned it, you know this, we're going to be speaking to Gavin Hastings, of course, who was a legendary British Lion. Gavin Hastings coming up in just a few minutes' time. He's talking about the history of the Lions and what it means. And not everyone knows about the British Lions and what it's all about, the gathering of the nations together to go against effectively another continent. So we'll talk about that in a few minutes' time.
It is exciting. First, though, it is now 20 minutes to 10. Good morning to you. With all the COVID restrictions in place for foreign travel at the moment, holidaying in the UK. Now, that is becoming big business.
Real spectrum, the full spectrum of the UK.
Well, he's also a good salesman as well. See, that is a
there you go.
Good travelling companion, good salesman. He's got a whole lot. Thank you,
and
Addy.
He's got the gift of the gab to get secret ingredients as well. It's a good travel companion. And also, you can see the latest episode of The Travel Show here on Breakfast tomorrow at 6:30. Also available on the BBC iPlayer.
Why don't we at 9:48 on Saturday morning find out about the weather?
Hello.
Hello, both. Well, we're seeing things brightening up now. I've been talking about how there's a bit of a contrast today, really, across many parts of the UK. Some of us seeing a bit of blue sky, but that's not the story everywhere. If you heard me talking about sunshine earlier on, you may think, what's he on about? It's grey outside here. But we are seeing a contrast because really across many parts, we're starting to see something like this now. It's cloudy across southwestern parts. The southeast, we've seen some mist and fog here as well. And the cloudy, damp conditions across southwestern parts and up through Wales, Northern Ireland, Scotland are what we're seeing here. So this is a weak weather front. Don't forget, we have high or moderate UV levels, and pollen levels may affect you as well over the next couple of days. There's a lot of grey cloud there on the outlook, but we will see sunny spells developing, I think, over the next couple of days. I'm just going to leave you with this one. Look at this, you two. This is Fred the cat. I love it when a cat follows me on Twitter. He's got a gazebo because of the sun.
Can I just say, it's neither Fred's gazebo and Fred isn't following you on Twitter.
Naga, you've shattered the illusion.
Yeah, I just wanted to help.
Okay, thank you.
But Fred is gorgeous.
Thank you.
In his gazebo.
I'm a fan of him.
But he's not following you on Twitter.
He didn't buy it.
It's not his account or his gazebo.
Okay.
Enjoy the sunshine,
Thank you, you too. Thank you. I'm going to message not Fred the cat now. Thanks.
Let's see, 9:52 is the time now. We're going back to sport, captaining the British and Irish Lions.
Forward to seeing you down in Kingsholm next season.
Very good. Lovely to catch up. Thank you.
Get all the inside information on your team. That's it for breakfast today. Of course, back tomorrow from 6. Do have a good weekend.
Bye-bye.